Kody.
here. Give me 1 second. I'm going to try to type out a tweet. But Dan, go ahead and talk to the fans of the Dudes N Brews Podcast. How you doing, man?
Welcome, everyone. Yeah. Sorry, I started off on my own thing.
Yeah.
I'm doing well, Kody.
Welcome,
How are you doing?
everyone.
Welcome, everyone, to the Dudes N Brews Podcast. He's gotta play video games.
Ooh, we are playing some video games.
That we are, Kody. That we are. Kody, are you playing MLB The Show by chance?
I am playing MLB The Show, like always.
Yeah, what else is new? What's the old Tweetarooski you're putting out there?
I'm just advertising the fact that the Wasted Wings duo of Dan Hine and Kody Smith are on the Dudes N Brews YouTube channel.
Speaking of Wasted Wings, but completely unrelated, I'm eating hot Cheetos.
Ooh. Hot Cheetos are damn good.
Oh, I love them. Well, Kody, I know what you're playing. The viewers know what you're playing. That's what's being broadcast on the screen. Why don't you go ahead and ask me what I'm playing?
Dan, can I ask you a question?
Go for it.
What are you playing?
Kody, I'm actually playing Grand Theft Auto Vice City. So I bought the game a while ago in a bundle with 3 and San Andreas. Beat San Andreas. Love the game. Great game.
One of the greatest games of all time.
3. Absolutely. Started playing 3. I'm like halfway through 3. And we were just talking earlier, actually, like literally like 20 minutes ago. I was like, man, I love Vice City. I'm gonna go ahead and start playing it. So I started playing it. And
I think I'll play it now.
Okay, go for it. I haven't even been in the first mission yet. Like literally, I'm in the middle of the first mission. Like, that's how it is. Like it literally just happened.
Well, hey man, you gotta do what you gotta do. And
absolutely. Kody,
that is a game.
What are you drinking?
I am sipping on a Miller Lite, but honestly, I'm very much considering after this one to go make a little mixy. Earlier on, I was drinking some Jack Daniel's Fire, which is a cinnamon whiskey,
absolutely,
with Mountain Dew, and it tasted fantastic. So
really,
I am considering, very much considering, actually, making one of those. So. But for now, sipping on Miller Lite. Dan, what are you sipping on? I know you've got quite the creation over there on your end.
I've got a little concoction,
over in Indianapolis there, Dan.
Down here in Indy, you gotta, it's hard out here in Indy.
It's hard out here for a pimp, Dan.
Real quick before I go on with that, I did trivia night at one of the bars here in Indy. The question was, so one of the topics in every round of trivia was 80s rock, which we got all the answers right because I love 80s rock.
Well, yeah.
And one of the questions for 80s rock was, what band sang the song "You've Got Another Thing Coming"? And the answer
Judas
is Judas
Priest.
Judas Priest, yeah. And I'm playing Vice City, and I got into a car, and that song is playing. Wow, incredible.
That is fantastic.
Weird. Awesome. Anyway, you asked me what I was drinking, Kody. You're talking about my concoction. I've got kind of a knockoff Moscow Mule here.
That's completely fine.
I call it an Indianapolis Mule, I guess. I've got a vodka ginger ale and a little lime wedge going on here. It tastes pretty damn good. I like it.
Dude, lime with beer is easily one of the greatest things I've ever thought of.
Oh, you know what So I was at a wedding 2 months ago. It's weird that I say it like, oh yeah, 2 months ago. It's kind of
that was a long time.
Unit of measurement. That's a weird unit of measurement. 2 months, but
yeah.
It was literally. I mean, it was early April. Open bar, drinking Miller Lights.
Ooh,
drinking Miller Lite, and the son of the groom, he says, "Hey, get a lemon for your Miller Lite." And just walks away.
That's
can
odd.
I get a little lemon wedge? Give me a lemon wedge. It was so damn good, Kody.
I have heard of putting salt in a Miller Lite.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, anybody basically should know that kind of tames it a little bit, but
yeah,
man, I've never heard of a lemon with it, and I bet that's actually pretty fucking tasty.
Well, yeah, the thing is, initially I was like, what the hell? And I was like, whatever, it's open bar. If I don't like it, I'll get another one.
Exactly.
And I was like, oh, this is like delightful.
Yeah. It probably tasted like a shandy, honestly.
Yeah. It was good.
was probably refreshing, actually.
It was very good, Kody.
Oh,
I mean,
Dan, what video did you send me on Snapchat?
Stop freaking out. What the fuck's going on?
To be 900% honest, Kody, I have zero recollection of saying
Yeah, you sent me a video of a car just flipping shit.
Nobody in this car.
Oh, yeah.
It was doing
weird.
like Eddie Guerrero hydraulics, and then he sent me a Snapchat of
Yeah.
Andrea flipping me off. So tell her I do not appreciate the middle finger.
She's actually sleeping right now.
Well, tell her tomorrow. Well, you're an even bigger one. You're a turkey. What's that? It's what you are. Oh, Dan. Dan and I were just talking right before we decided to go live on the Dudes N Brews podcast channel, which has 0 viewers right now, by the way.
Good. That's the best way to do it.
Dan and I, as you guys have probably already noticed, over at Market Zero, Dan's channel, check it out, that we quote SpongeBob a lot. And we've probably quoted it in previous Wasted Wings episodes, all that stuff. The Wasted Wings podcast that we had on the Dudes N Brews channel, which we'll have more in the future, guaranteed. We like to quote SpongeBob. We both love SpongeBob. It is a childhood favorite. Dan and I literally just had like a revelation that we have never once watched an episode of SpongeBob together.
Yeah, which is weird. We've known each other for a few years.
Gosh, damn near 4 years now at this point.
Yeah,
And-
I mean, which to most people 4 years doesn't seem like a lot, but going to college together, you're
Yeah.
around each other literally 24/7.
Yeah,
so it's
basically.
like,
Well, in which case, we made it that way because we loved each other, but
yes.
well, we still do. But yeah, we never once watched an episode of SpongeBob. It was always like Beavis and Butthead, South Park, and of course wrestling.
Wrestling.
Yeah, that was all that was ever on our televisions. Like if I went to his place or vice versa.
Yes.
But yeah, it just never, I guess, crossed our minds to watch SpongeBob, but yet we'd quote it all the damn time. And here we are,
Yeah. Very,
we're gonna do it. Perhaps we'll do a Wasted Wings episode where we watch an episode of SpongeBob and just delve into it.
Oh, a live review
Oh my goodness.
/ reaction.
I was ready to say, I was like, why do people, like us or are friends with us? But I was at the same time, I think people would love that. There's not enough SpongeBob conversation out there.
Oh no, I mean, there's a lot of SpongeBob memes, like the big meme where he was the mocking or whatever,
Oh yeah, that was from like an episode of SpongeBob from like 2000.
A newer one.
Yeah.
Not to say that there's no such thing as a good new SpongeBob, but obviously the best references are from the old ones. Anyway.
Oh yeah. Our era's the best, damn it.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Like the Attitude Era too, because
For fuck's
there's
sake.
no wrestling.
Yeah.
The Attitude Era is best because there's no wrestling. Why would you want to watch wrestling?
Eddie
on a wrestling
Guerrero went out and got his GED, and they celebrated by going to the prom. Him and China did, that is. Yeah, that was an actual storyline, people.
That's funny.
That's pretty funny, Beavis. Heyo, John Lester just rips a double down the left field line. He's a pitcher, by the way, Dan.
And I was told to go get a new suit and visit somebody on a boat. So I'm on a boat in a new suit.
Can you confirm or deny the fact that the Lonely Island is there? That was a horrible joke, and
no
I apologize.
No comment.
Yes, Andy Samberg may or may not be present. But Dan, man, how's life been? How you been doing down there in Indianapolis? Indianapolis.
Tell you what, I got a mouthful of Cheetos, so I'll answer you in a second.
Whew. I love me some Cheetos, Dan.
Mm-hmm.
So today, I am dog sitting for my parents' dog, Wrigley, as Dan already said.
Oh,
wonderful
Wrigley.
dog.
Really? The hell of a dog.
Boston Terrier. But anyways, I drove to Huntington, living in Fort Wayne now. Drove to Huntington this morning, get to my parents' house. And Dan, you probably already know this. When you visit your parents, what is one of the first things you do?
Eat.
Yes, you raid their fucking cabinets.
Yes, eat.
You
Did
just
my voice
eat
crack when I said eat?
Yeah, it was subtle. It was like,
Well, I feel like I was in the middle of swallowing because I still got
Yeah.
Cheeto bits in my mouth.
but yeah. So immediately I get in the cabinets. What do I see? Cheetos. I
My
had me a
God.
couple handfuls of Cheetos
Hey,
before
man,
I
right? Yeah.
hit the road back to Huntington or back to Fort Wayne.
Yeah.
That was my breakfast too. I got there about 10:30, and I had not
Was
eaten
that
yet.
it?
So that was my
Is
breakfast.
that the story?
That was the
Is that the
story.
whole story, though?
Yeah.
You had Cheetos for breakfast?
Yeah. Dan,
Well, damn, Kody.
were you expecting something more glorious?
No. I mean, yes. I mean, not that I have low expectations for you, Kody.
Dan, this is great. Honestly, kind of a
This is
shit show, but
fantastic.
at the same time, it's fantastic.
I mean,
My
is it ever
story
not a
just
shit
literally
show?
revolved around me eating a handful of Cheetos. That was it. I didn't like drop them. I didn't wipe the Cheeto dust on my white shirt or anything. It was just, yeah, I ate some Cheetos. Whatever.
What's the story?
You're such a
You have
jokester.
time? You have time? Can you tell it again?
That's the greatest fucking story I've ever heard. You got time?
Oh, I just fucking... God damn it. Are you kidding me, you dumbass? Okay.
Dan, what are
So
you
in
doing
Vice
over
City,
there, man?
So in Vice City, you can't fucking swim. You die when you get in
Yes.
the water. You drown. So I was running, being
Which is, I'm
drunk,
pretty
you know.
sure, a feature in the third one too. Am I wrong?
Yeah, GTA 3,
Yeah.
you die when you get into the water too. But so I'm running. I'm trying to get to where I'm supposed to go, and I just fucking fall in the water because I'm drunk. So it's hard for me to control anything.
Oh, you
So
yourself
when
are drunk, or your character is drunk?
Oh yes, me. No, me. Daniel
Hooray.
Hunt is drunk. Tommy
Daniel
Vercetti's
Hunt.
fine. I'm trying to control Tommy Vercetti. I fall in the water, but I die. But when I see myself falling, I get pissed. I go, fuck, I'm gonna die. I gotta do all this shit over again. Sorry for cursing so much on your channel,
Dan,
Kody.
you're more than welcome to curse.
Okay. So the mission was drive this lady to wherever the hell she's supposed to be. So start the mission. I try to walk, and I start walking with Tommy Vercetti, and I run into the damn water. So obviously I start drowning. So that
Yeah.
pissed me off. But then the woman I'm supposed to be driving around, she just follows me. She jumps right in the water with me. And
Hey
it's
man,
like,
she's supposed to
I'm-
follow you every step along the way.
I was like, I'm gonna die anyway, fine, whatever. But just seeing her jump in with me, I was like, are you kidding me? Like, are you really that stupid?
Yes.
Dumbass.
Bless
Pardon
you.
me.
So Dan, tell all the
love
listeners what goes into your drink of choice tonight.
So the drink of choice I've got tonight is kind of it's almost a Moscow Mule. So I've got vodka, I've got some Smirnoff. First of all, I've got ice cubes. A lot of people think that ice cubes will like kind of pervert a drink. No, I love ice cubes. Got
Yeah,
ice
you
cubes.
gotta
I
have
got
ice in there.
Three ice cubes in a red Solo cup.
Okay.
It doesn't have to be Solo. It can be a knockoff brand of Solo cups.
Yes.
But you get the
Yes.
point. I got three ice cubes. I got this cup. I got vodka. Okay, because the vodka needs to cover the ice cubes. It just barely covered the top of the ice cubes. It's gonna be a lot of fucking vodka. And then I got diet ginger ale. Probably in the ginger ale ends. The diet ginger ale ends maybe an inch from the top rim of the cup.
Okay.
Okay, so you got the drink. Can't stop there. Okay,
No.
you take a you take a wedge of lime. Okay, and there's plenty of ways to take a wedge of lime. Like a lot of lime wedges are way too thin. Some of them are way
Oh,
too thick.
100%.
Here's how you do it. Here's how you do it. You take a lime. Doesn't matter the size. You cut it in half. Okay, so you got two halves.
Okay.
You take each half and cut that into thirds.
Ooh.
You got a lime in sixths.
Yes.
You take one of those sixths of a lime, and you squeeze the juice into the drink. Okay, and then you take the decrepit little lime piece and you just go ahead and toss it right back into the drink.
You take that little
Toss it in the drink.
motherfucker.
Yeah, You can't just throw that away. There's still juice left in
no.
that baby.
And that's
You
money,
toss it in.
Dan. That is money.
Okay. Now listen. Here's a little bit that I forgot to throw in there. So after you add, you got the ice cubes, and then the vodka, and then the ginger ale.
Of course.
Stir it with a spoon. And as you're stirring, you pull everything upwards.
Ooh.
So you start at the bottom of the cup, and as you're stirring, by the time you come back around, you hit up. And you're gonna do that 3 times at the 3 to 5 times.
Okay.
And then you do that lime with the 1/6 of the lime wedge. Squeeze it, toss it in. By this point, you should have a straw.
Interrupt this recipe with an important news bulletin. Carry on.
My God. Anyway, so after you toss the lime in, after you've squeezed it, you give it 2 stirs with your straw. And you can't use a plastic straw. You gotta use a reusable metal straw.
Ooh.
It doesn't change the flavor. It's just, I'm looking out for the turtles, okay?
Man, and also all you fuckers, when you get like a little 6-pack carrier for cans, you know, the little plastic shit that goes around the top of the cans, fucking slice that shit up. That way the turtles don't get their necks caught. Cut that thing up with scissors. It takes 3 seconds.
Yes.
Save the
Also,
turtles.
one of the biggest factors of pollution and like greenhouse gases is the animal meat. Don't eat meat. Okay.
Dan, shut the hell up.
Okay, so we can cut up fucking beer can holders, but we can't tell people not to kill sentient, feeling animals. Okay, Kody, I see where we stand.
Yes, turtles are more important than a cow, Dan.
Oh, okay. But yeah, so after you toss that lime in, you stir it twice with the straw, take a sip, and before every sip, you stir it 2 more times.
Ooh.
Hear that?
I do hear that. That's a great stir, Dan.
Less than a second. That's twice. That's 2 stirs.
That was 2 stirs.
In your metal straw, and you fucking hope you don't get lime seeds in your throat. But you usually do.
God, I love lime.
Okay, so I'm back at this point in the mission where I fucking drowned last time. I didn't drown this time.
Dan, I will tell you right now. I have beaten this mission before. It's not on Vice City. Via Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, I am still, like, been for months, and I have actually stopped playing that game. Okay, not throwing the ball. Haven't played the game in a while, but I have been stuck on that damn mission, and I just farted. Did you hear that?
I sure did.
But I've been on that damn mission where you have to stop, like, the drug cargo vans or whatever with the little fucking remote-controlled airplane.
That's easy, Kody. That's easy money.
It's easy? Damn, dog, I can't do that.
That's easy.
I've beaten it before. Oh, man, I just gave up a homer. Shit.
Kody, of all missions to get stuck on, no. I know, actually, there's a lot of people that get stuck on that. With those weird little missions. Or like with the remote-controlled tank. Or even in Vice City, I think it's with the remote-controlled helicopter. People get stuck on it. It's super easy for me. I don't know if it's because... I don't know what the hell the reason is. Maybe it's just because I'm weird and I have a little pee-pee, but...
No, Dan, I'll tell you right now, you have a gargantuan wiener.
Oh my god. Well, Kody, the thing is...
Gargantuan.
It's really not that it's big or like long or anything like that, Kody. It's I'm packing a cheese wheel, okay? So what?
Do explain.
Okay, we're gonna leave it. Okay, so we're gonna leave it as is. However, this is what I'll say. I'm not gonna hit the bottom of the barrel, but I will wreck the sides all the way down. That's all I'm gonna say.
Fook.
That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, not that bad.
TV.
That was Donnie from Wild Thornberries.
I'm wearing a indigo colored tuxedo as Tommy Vercetti running around. I don't remember this. Like the first part of the game, running around in a purple suit. Like I thought I was in the blue Hawaiian shirt for the majority of the game, but I haven't played this game, Kody, in years, so I don't know.
It's been 82 years.
I remember when they first invented chocolate.
Sweet,
I hated it.
sweet chocolate.
That's funny.
You rub it on your skin, and it makes you live forever. Live
Oh,
forever, you say? Oh,
It'll
man.
make you less ugly.
Just in time.
So, Kody, you asked me about life in Indianapolis. I gave you a handful of stories about trivia, about me playing Vice City.
Yes.
Cody, how's Fort Wayne going? I know you recently went to a wedding.
Yes.
So I, I don't want to say you go to weddings a lot, but I feel like you go to weddings at a more frequent basis than I do.
It's about
Do
once
you
a
have
year.
any comments? Once a year? Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
People like me, Dan, you know?
That's fair.
No,
People
I'm
hate
just
me.
I'm just kidding. Here recently
are.
it's been more of actually recently it has been friends, now that I'm thinking about it. I was about to say it's been more like family, but
We're getting to that age, Cody.
we are getting to that age. Yep. And before you know it, Dan, it'll be you and I getting married.
Oh God.
Like actually
married
you
to
and
each
me.
other?
Yeah, to each other. Yeah.
Yeah, to each other.
But
Well, yeah, of course.
But yeah, Colin Wise, one of our friends from college, I became really,
Friend of the
really
show.
close to him. He, friend of the show, great friend of the show, Colin Wise. He tied the knot with his now wife, Gabby, yesterday, and it was a very, very nice wedding. Awesome reception. Had no complaints. The food was amazing. Cash bar, but hey, that kept people in wraps. You know, not want
You
to spend that much
told
money.
me. You told me the meal was pasta bar, Cody.
Pasta bar. It was amazing.
Pasta bar. That sounds fantastic.
Lasagna. They had chicken Alfredo. I think they had like a spinach lasagna for, maybe your health nut or someone that just loves spinach or someone that's vegetarian.
I tell you what, Cody. Pasta bar at a wedding. I'm writing that down. I'm taking
That's
that as a
genius.
note. Yeah, note taking skills right
Cheap.
here.
And then
Oh,
like
yeah,
as a
too.
side, it was more pasta because they had mac and cheese, which one of the probably some of the greatest mac and cheese I've ever eaten in my life.
Really?
Fantastic. But yeah, during the pictures that I just struck out looking. During the pictures that they were taking after the ceremony, everybody was invited to go to the reception hall for a cocktail hour. So I was like, go drink some booze and have some finger foods and shit, which was a really awesome idea. But just an amazing, amazing wedding, man. And I was very, very thankful and happy to be there.
Yeah, I mean that says more about the layout, because like it's easy to have like a terrible layout, like bad structuring and everything, and then for the people to just make it better.
Oh yeah.
But that sounds like a fantastic structure.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like
100%. And then post the traditional shit,
Right.
the father of the
Right.
bride giving the speech, the best man giving the speech, which were awesome. There were fun moments. I'm not saying it wasn't fun, but after all that, there wasn't like, I wouldn't say no structure afterwards, but it was like, hey, have fun, go do go
Yeah.
do whatever.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And even saying that there's no structure is structuring it. Saying like, okay, they're gonna have a little time to do whatever they want to do. Like that's still part of a structure.
So Dan, real quick, I want to cut in. I am currently playing
Go for
MLB
it.
The Show 18, and as the viewers, once we get them, as you can see on the screen, I just got a rain delay. Dan, I'll tell you right now,
What?
this is the first time, and I have ever played a video game, a baseball video game, that I have ever had a rain delay. I was wondering if that feature actually existed, but it does.
Why would I kind of appreciate that, but why would you program that?
Yeah, I agree. I was wondering if that actually existed. Like, I struck some asshole out, and then all of a sudden it like panned to all the umpires getting together, and they talked to my manager, and then all of a sudden it popped up, rain delay. The game will resume in 30 minutes. Do you want to keep your pitcher in, or do you want to warm up another arm? So I definitely appreciate that. It's actually a really cool feature.
Yeah, that's like it makes it more realistic, but like it's a video game. You should
I
have
agree. I agree.
don't know.
I've
Kinda
wondered
hard
if that
to-
actually existed. I'm telling you right now, out of all these, the same series, MLB The Show,
Mhm.
out of all the games that I have owned in that series, this is the first time I've ever seen that.
You know the rain delay feature? So the first time I ever saw a rain delay feature was a long time ago on the Nintendo 64. It was Mike Piazza's Strike Zone.
Damn.
I don't know if you played the game. I think we've talked about this game before,
I
actually,
have.
Cody. Mike Piazza. Yeah. So it actually wasn't built into the game. I remember I was kicking my cousin's ass one time, and
Kicking his ass.
kicking his candy ass, and
Fucking
I shit
beating
you
that
not.
ass.
I shit you not. He spit on the TV screen and yelled rain delay, and then shut the Nintendo 64 off.
That might be the greatest thing I've ever heard.
Rain delay. And shut off the Nintendo. Yeah.
I would have
Like-
responded with, so does that mean I win? Or
Yeah. Like it was nothing to him. Like it was a regular occurrence. Like that's what he does all the time.
rain delay. Oh, they spotted
Yeah.
me.
That's wrong. I'm currently riding on a moped on my
Fuck it, challenge it.
driving my blue tuxedo. Wearing my blue tuxedo. Yeah.
Driving a tuxedo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cody,
Oh,
do
wow,
you
he was
remember the
out by a
names of
fucking
them?
mile. What's that?
You know how in GTA when you get into a car or get on a motorcycle, it displays the name of the car or motorcycle?
Yeah.
Do you remember the name of the mopeds in the games?
No, but the slogan should have been moped, mo pussy.
Oh, well, never mind.
What was the name of them?
I don't think I should say it.
You should. Okay.
All
Is
right.
it derogatory towards like any race?
Not a race. A sexuality.
Oh God. Does one of the words begin with the letter F?
Yes.
Don't say it.
I'm not gonna say it.
Yo! Text it to me because I'm curious as to what it is.
Alrighty, I will.
Baba da boopy?
Beep it boopy.
That's classic.
Isn't it though?
That's good shit. Dan, if I had to guess, the reason
That's great shit.
the reason why we don't get more viewers on our live
We
broadcast.
suck.
No, not
We
that.
suck.
It's
Because we
because
do it at midnight when we're drunk.
we do it on at midnight on a Sunday.
Yes.
But you know what? People
Well-
can go back and watch it or listen to it.
We can't do it any other time. Cause I work
Exactly.
in retail, like, which I enjoy. I like my job.
And then like throughout the week, like if you have a day off or something, I can't because I
Yeah,
work.
every now and again. Yeah.
So it's like, shit.
Which I could do it on my own, I guess. But it's like, why would you want to hear just me
So
talking about what I'm doing on the day?
here's a funny story. One night, Landon, another co-host of the Dudes N Brews Podcast, him and I, we
Yes.
hadn't gotten a podcast out or something like that, so we were just like, hey, let's do something on YouTube.
He and I.
He and I, yeah. Often who's camping they were whacking. He and I
That
decided,
too.
let's do a show on YouTube through our PS4s to get something out, at least get
Yes.
something out. So we did one.
Yes.
It's on our page. You can go back and listen to it. But that night he ends up getting off, and we were talking during the show. I was like, "Hey man, you want to like come over for a beer?" And he's like, "Sure." So that's how we ended it. I was like, "Okay, yeah, cool. I'm on my way, man. All right, awesome." Fast forward after that, I wasn't done drinking or playing games. I was like,
Oh,
"Screw
hell no.
this. I am going to continue drinking, playing it." Dude, I stayed up until like 4. Here's the funny thing.
My God.
My drunk ass decided to do a solo broadcast
Oh no.
I woke up the next morning and I was like, hey, I wonder if anybody. I don't know why. I just thought about it. I was like, I wonder if anybody tuned in to Landon and I. There were 2 new videos, and I was like, pardon me?
Hey,
So I,
what happened?
yeah, so I clicked on the more recent one, and it was just I continued to I just kept on like scrolling through it, and it was just me, no recollection of what I talked about, nothing. And I was like, I'm deleting this right now before anybody watches it.
That's no fun.
You know, but yeah, that existed at one point in time.
Yeah. I bet.
Yeah, and
That's
just
amazing.
that existed. I did that.
I'd pay money to listen to that, Kody.
Hey man, I
That's
should have
how good you
archived it.
are.
Thanks, Dan. I'm glad I got one supporter.
Oh. You know how far my opinion goes, Kody?
Very far.
It goes absolutely fucking nowhere. That's how far it goes.
There is, Dan, this is something I never talked to you about either. Damn, I'm an awful friend. But it
Wow.
didn't end up well for me. But, as I've talked to you about, there's like a wrestling promotion in Fort Wayne.
Yes.
Yeah. And I saw on their Facebook page, they were like, hey, our next show that we're doing, it's like in October or something, is going to be on Fight TV.
Oh shit.
So I was like, hey, good for them, you know. They were able to do that, but they were like, you think you can do commentary for us? You know, send us a message. So I sent a message. I was like, hey, you know, I've messaged you in the past. I asked to work for you, you know, do some kind of work, and I was like, I think this would be a great opportunity for me. I attached my resume, all that stuff. Told them I had a communication degree and communications and journalism. I had 8 years of broadcasting service or experience, blah blah blah. And then they messaged me, the promotion did, and all it said was, "Hey Kody." And then so I messaged back, and I'm like, "Good afternoon. How
Hey,
are
Billy.
you?" Yeah, I you know, messaged them back. "Good afternoon. How are you?"
Yeah.
Never got another response. Nothing.
What a fucking joke. What is
Yeah, and then like the next day, I saw that they were like, "Welcome our 2 new broadcasters. One guy has some kind of podcast, and then another dude was just some guy." So I was like, "All right, whatever."
Man, speaking of people have wrestling broadcasts, before we get to that, Cody, I want you to go ahead and I have no idea what I want you to talk about. I was gonna say something, but I lost my train of thought.
Yeah.
Did you see my text message, Cody?
You sent me a text message.
I sure did.
Welcome everyone to this Memorial Day edition of Inside the Show.
Dan, give me 1 second. I don't know what to do.
Okay, well I'm gonna put my controller down.
Yeah, just put your controller down.
Okay, hold on.
Dan has to use the facilities, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, boys and squirrels. But yeah, thank you so much for tuning in. Eventually, no one's tuned in so far. I can see that to the right of my screen. But yeah, if anybody ends up tuning in to this edition, let you know the Dudes N Brews Podcast will be back up and running. I've had some computer issues. My laptop just randomly decided one day to stop working on me. The hard drive just completely crapped out. So I was like, hey, go buy a new one. And it's, at the end of the day is what it said, and kind of balling on a budget to an extent. You know, I can afford things like go have fun throughout the week, you know, go out to eat. I can afford my rent, all that good stuff, my car payments, blah, blah, blah. I can put more towards my student loans. But when it comes to something like a computer, it's like, you know, I should probably save up my money. It's not something that's necessary right away, but I think I found something to where I can do that, and the price is awesome. So needless to say, the Dudes N Brews Podcast should be up more on a regular basis again. We took a week off at Memorial Day, and it's turned into 3 weeks. So we apologize to all of our listeners. Hopefully we can get something back up. It sounds like Dan's back. Do we have a Dan Heim? We do not have a Dan Heim. So I will wait patiently for Dan. Currently playing MLB The Show 18. I do not have 19 yet. Do not ridicule me. All you PS4 fans, NBA 2K19 on the PlayStation Network, is $3 fucking. There's Dan. And
It's at like
even if you're not,
95% off.
yeah,
So
even if you're
wild.
not a big basketball fan or whatever, those games are great. Dan even told me, he's like, "Fuck, I'm gonna buy it and download it."
Oh yeah.
Dude, I'll tell you right
I
now, they're
don't
fun
play it.
games. They are fun games. Seriously, so fun.
Well, not even that. It's just I like playing games, like with my brother or whatever. So like Apex Legends,
Yeah,
one of those battle royale games, battle royale or whatever.
Battle
I never
Royale.
played those games. I never played Fortnite or Apex Legends or whatever. But one night he told me, "Oh, get this, we can play."
Yeah.
I play it or I downloaded it or whatever. It's just so I can play with my brother. And I don't play it on my own time, but whenever he's on and playing, I'll try to hop on with him and play. Same thing with this. I don't play his NBA games. I don't care about basketball.
Yep.
But I got it. I figured if he's playing sometime, I can hop on with him. He'll kick my ass in the game because I don't know what the hell I'm doing. And I figured, hey, me and Kody could play sometime and run around like a bunch of dumbasses, and that's what we're doing.
Exactly. Dan, just sent you a text. Go ahead and talk about your channel. I know we've plugged it in the past, but talk about what you guys do on your channel and some projects you might be working on here soon.
Yes, like last night, I started talking about the channel. I said, oh, we're going to have new content coming. We're going to go serious about it. We're going to be dedicated, a bunch of different things. Which, the problem is, I work retail, like I've said. It is easy. We'll sit down and talk about things or, make little projects that I'd like to. But I do have ideas, and I constantly I'll write them down. And I just have one that I think wouldn't take a ton of time, so I could do it whenever I got time to do it. I think it would be entertaining because I would be able to sit there and just talk about things. It would be something I could do on a consistent basis because pretty much the content would be made for me, and so I'm not going to get too deep into it at this point because, this is just a live stream that kind of happened out of the blue on a Sunday night, but I talked to Kody about it off air, and he said that it seems, it sounds like a good idea, sounds cool. Yeah, so there should be new content actually coming to the Market Zero YouTube channel, and that's not just,
That's not just rubbish.
Not just rubbish, yeah, exactly. Thank you.
And I appreciate you occupying time there. We've been going for about 38 minutes, Dan. And I'm proud of us because we have yet to talk about wrestling.
By God, we
So
have.
guess what? So guess what we're about to do?
We're going to take our socks off.
My socks are actually still on, so no,
Mine are
but
too. Mine have
very
little
good
beer glasses
guesstimate.
on 'em.
Mine are just straight black socks.
My God.
Very boring. But, Dan, I will ask you, did you end up firing up the WWE Network for NXT TakeOver 25?
Kody, I didn't. I wanted to. But it's just hard to watch WWE. And I know NXT rather is kind of separate from WWE. It's the same entity, obviously, but they really don't have anything to do with each other. But yeah, it's just I'm burnt out from wrestling. Really.
Yeah, I understand that, and I will say that, and it's easy because of all the content that they have out there now. But I will say this to, and Dan's not this way, but I will say this to any wrestling fan, anything that might tune in. Please do not take out your frustrations on like the main roster product on NXT, because as Dan said, it's completely separate. It's nowhere near the same thing. It's presented somewhat the same way, but the storylines, the character development, all that good shit, all the wrestling is nowhere near the same as what you get on, Raw and SmackDown and stuff. So please do not take your frustrations out on your frustrations with the main product out on NXT, because it's just not fair to those guys. It's not fair at all. And Dan, I'm not saying that you're doing that, Don't
Sure,
take that the wrong
yeah.
way, but
No,
you know,
no.
I'm just begging wrestling fans in general, just please do not do that because NXT, even with your NJPWs, your AEWs, ROH, all that shit, NXT to me, and I watch Double or Nothing AEW show. I've seen NJPW shit. NXT to me is the best wrestling show you'll watch in current day.
Right.
It's absolutely incredible. The production of it, everything is
Yeah, well,
fucking phenomenal.
they got the money to produce it however they want to, and they got the
Yeah,
mind to write it how it should be written. Yeah.
yeah, exactly, and
And they're given creative freedom to wrestle how they feel they should
exactly,
wrestle. For the
exactly,
most part, obviously.
exactly,
Yeah.
man. And you know, I'll just forever say that to people. But you said you have not watched that, but I will tell you right now, if you ever get time, you feel like you have downtime, you want to watch some wrestling, go in and watch 3 of the matches that took place on that show. I would definitely argue watch all of them, but I would say watch the tag team ladder match because that was something special,
I
100%
heard that
special.
was
Damn, it was
fantastic.
phenomenal. Matt Riddle versus Roger Strong. I would take a look at that, and then of course the main event between Gargano and Adam Cole. Um,
Also, I heard that was also amazing.
those two, it was not as good as the first match, but the second one between the two, easily 5 stars. Easily 5
Uh,
stars. Um,
we don't do star ratings, Cody. We don't
it
do
was
star
easily
ratings
5
here.
beers. Sorry,
There you go. Thank you.
easily 5 beers. Um, yeah, the whole show was incredible, but I have seen numerous people say, that was a subpar NXT takeover.
Really, the only reviews I've seen is that is the best NXT slash WWE show in years.
Really? I've seen so many people
That's what
like,
I've seen.
oh, Takeover blows it out of the water. New York blows it out of the water. Here's my opinion on it, and my opinion doesn't fucking matter. But um, Takeover New York was probably about like the end of somewhat an era of NXT. You know,
Mm-hmm.
like you lose Aleister Black, you lose Ricochet, and you lose the Viking Raiders now to the main roster. So that's
Yes.
a tag team and then 2 damn good stars that are gone. Um, and then your Gargano's doing his thing, Ciampa's gone still, the Undisputed Era, whatever. But to me, that was like a hard reset for NXT, like in 2016 when they lost Balor and all those guys. It's like, okay, let's
Mm-hmm.
maybe try something new. Might need to try to present things in a different way, new top stars, and it takes maybe a show or like a pay-per-view or 2 even to like build back up. And I think that's what they're going to do. But Takeover 25 was phenomenal. Like they did not need to do any of that. But I've seen some people like, it was subpar compared to what we've seen here recently. It's like, well, yeah, because it's different than what you've seen here recently.
Right.
So,
No,
but yeah,
the only reviews I've seen were this is the best takeover, and this may be one of the best WWE period shows.
damn, that's awesome. I have not seen much. I mean, I've seen a lot of people love that show, obviously, but I've seen some people like,
Sure.
it pales in comparison to New York. That's
Wow.
a problem with wrestling fans nowadays, and I fell into that for a long time. You compare it to something else,
Yeah.
like
Which,
it's easy to do it, so easy to do it, like
yeah.
WrestleManias. I
Okay.
try to compare those to 17, 23, some of my favorites of all time. I've gotten to a point where I'm just like, I can't do that because
Yeah.
nothing will ever create that magic because it's a different product now. It's like, let's maybe just let it be its own thing. And that's what I did with 25. Like right off the bat, I told myself I was going to do that. I was like, I'm not going to compare this to the last Takeover because the last Takeover is easily the best WWE show I have ever seen other than WrestleMania X7. So I told myself, don't do that. And the entire time I just enjoyed it for what it was. And I was like, wow, this is a
Yeah.
phenomenal show. But yeah, that's my rant for the evening. I apologize, but
No, you're fine. I Wrestling is such a weird thing too, because like yeah, oftentimes people compare like Game of Thrones or whatever to wrestling. So like, people, well, the big thing is wrestling's fake. Yeah, well, so's Game of Thrones.
Yeah, exactly. You think people
You
are
know,
they're actually having a fucking battle on a mountain?
yeah, no, but it's like it wasn't. Was it the last season or the last handful of episodes of Game of Thrones? I don't watch Game of Thrones. Last
Me neither.
season or last handful of episodes of Game of Thrones, people are like, "This needs to be rewritten. The entire season needs to be rewritten." It's like, imagine being a fucking wrestling fan.
Yep. And Dan, we've fallen into that, this needs to
We
be
have,
redone,
yeah, but it's
blah
like,
blah blah. I'm getting
but
more
it's
to a
like,
point where I still bitch about it. Don't get me wrong, I still bitch, but I'm like, can we please just enjoy the fact that, this product's still around? Like, pro wrestling hasn't gone to the
yeah,
wayside.
yeah, it's a fucking carny business. It's been around for 100 years.
Yeah.
It's amazing that it just hasn't gone away.
And, there's shit about it. Complete garbage. Like, the whole Baron Corbin's getting Universal title shots now, and when they've got all this phenomenal talent. I'm not saying that Baron Corbin's not a great talent. It's just, this is the most stacked the roster's ever been, yet the fan engagement's arguably at its lowest,
Right.
And you get Goldberg versus Undertaker as a main event when they're both over 50 and fans
no.
legitimately don't want to see. And Kaleb and I talked about this earlier on. I don't want to get too much into it, but I just legitimately felt sad watching that match. I felt bad for those guys. I really did.
I didn't watch it.
I felt bad for wrestling in general, Like, it wasn't necessarily a slap in the face to wrestling fans, but
I know what you mean, yeah.
But to me, it was just like, come on, let's just wake up and realize what actually makes money, and that is building a new star. Because without wanting to build new stars, Goldberg would have never been a thing,
Yeah.
The Undertaker would have never been a thing if you weren't like looking outside of, okay, we got to get away from Hulk Hogan a little bit.
Yeah, well, even in the Monday Night Wars documentary or whatever, and that's on the WWE Network, Vince McMahon is like, yeah, Ted Turner says because we showed the tit, but it's because we built new stars. Like, so then why are you hanging on to Goldberg and Undertaker?
Yeah,
and...
seriously, why are you hanging on to these people? Because, I mean, I understand too, as I was telling Cassie earlier on, Saudi Arabian money, that's money talks at the end of the day. Even, and I've said this too, John Moxley, formerly known as Dean Ambrose, if he got offered, hey, once his AEW contract ends, whatever, if Vince or Triple H comes to him and is like, hey, we'll give you $5 million to appear at WrestleMania, I guarantee he'd be like, okay.
Oh, yeah.
Even though he literally just said in the Chris Jericho podcast that it's not about money.
10 million. Yeah.
It's not about
what
money.
Do you say, like,
if you literally got a fucking check that said $5 million or $10 million, whatever it is, handed to you to appear at a fucking show, be like,
one
okay,
show,
yeah, okay, yeah, I'll sign it.
Gonna do that. Well, that's like Daniel Tosh. Daniel Tosh has got a joke about Brett Favre towards the end of his career. he was like pretending to be Brett Favre. He's like, they're gonna give me how much? Yeah, I'm gonna take it. And then he goes on because people are like, Brett, everyone's saying you should retire. And he was like, they're gonna give me how much? Yeah, those people can go fuck themselves. And then he starts talking about being a backup. He's like, you could be a backup, get $2 million a year. Yeah, I'm gonna do that.
Yeah, I'll do
practice squad. It's like minimum for a practice squad member, about $500,000. Yeah, I'm gonna do that too.
Yep.
Like, yeah, of course. Like, I'll get my ass whipped every day for $1 million a year.
100%.
You're out of your damn mind if you think I'm gonna pass that kind of money up.
And I appreciate Moxley because obviously, with his words on Jericho's podcast, he's making less money in AEW than he would have with his new contract in WWE. It's like, obviously he was, but he's still making a shit ton of money. So, and when he said it's not about money, I understood that to an extent, but at the same time, it's like, you're still going to be making a stupid amount of money, so...
You're going to make a lot of money, and you're going to make a lot of money on merch.
And you get to be happy, so...
Yes.
It's like, I understood, but... Yeah, getting back to the argument, or not necessarily the conversation about Undertaker and Goldberg. I know. Did you watch that match?
What the fuck just happened? No, I didn't.
Okay. The only reason I watched it was because like I got home from work, and listeners may or may not know this already, but like we leave our TV on for our dog when we leave because she's got separation anxiety, so it just gives her like noise. But we always do the WWE Network because it just continuously streams whatever.
Yeah.
And Friday, just so happens when I get home, it's Super Showdown. So, I was like, you know what, I'm going to humor this. I grabbed a beer, sat down, and I watched the main event between Undertaker and Goldberg. And the entire time, as much as I fucking hate Goldberg and I hated the thought of that match because, the two old guys, I just sat there and I was like, God damn it, I feel bad for these guys. I really do. They're trying. I was like, they're trying. It's not like they were going out there trying to just hey,
Yeah.
I'm getting my money. Like, they actually tried to put together a fantastic match. They tried to give people, people their money's worth, and it just did not pan out. They had all these thoughts. You could tell, like, watching it, we have these thoughts, we have these ideas, let's do this, and it just didn't come to fruition because, honestly, they're old. They can't do it anymore. They can't
old, yeah.
They can't do shit that they did when they were 30 years old.
They could have gone out there and literally taken their pants off and just shat in the middle of the ring and left for the money they were given.
Yep.
But they went out there and tried their hardest. They suck. They suck now because they're fucking older than any of my relatives.
Well, not to mention at one point Goldberg fucking like knocked himself out, and also Undertaker dropped him square on his head with a tombstone. So he got a little concussed. But man, what do? Gosh, when you're that, I wouldn't necessarily say old, because 50-something is not that old, but in terms of an athletic sport, that's old.
And you know what? If I were 55 years old and someone told me, hey, we're going to give you $2 million to fly out to the middle of the fucking desert and put on a 10-minute shit show, yeah, I'm going to do that.
I'd be like, yeah, where do I sign? I'll take half that.
Yeah.
I'll take three-quarters of that.
I'll do that twice on the same fucking day.
Yep.
I'll fly there, fly back, and fly there again.
Fly there again. Damn it.
Yes.
Damn it.
Fuck me with a rusty fishing knife.
Classic. Dude, we need to end on that. That was amazing. Fuck me with a rusty fishing knife.
That's actually taken from Jim Cornette. I'm surprised you haven't heard that.
Really?
When Jim Cornette... Yeah, he went on a rant about the Montreal Screwdriver. He's talking about Bret Hart and Shawn Michaels making all them. Anyway, yeah, go ahead and look that up in your free time, Kody.
I will. That's amazing. Fuck me with a rusty fishing knife.
Yeah.
God, that's incredible, Dan. Thank you so much for sharing
Hilarious.
that with me.
Well, I give credit where credit is due. Jim Cornette.
Yes.
Hilarious.
Dan, is there anything else you want to hit on during our show before we hang things up and hang up? Because we've been going for almost an hour, 53 minutes.
Rock and roll!
Why don't you just go stand over there?
That's all I got.
Family Guy reference. Phenomenal. Oh, okay, that was... Wow. Yeah, this broadcast needs to end now because the viewers are going to see a stupid double play. But Dan, thank you so much for
baseball here.
Yes. Dan, thank you so much for joining the Dudes and Brews podcast here on YouTube, man. I appreciate it.
I appreciate you having me, Kody.
Dan, we love you. We will always love you.
And we love you more over here at Market Zero.
Damn straight. Dan, we'll talk to you later, man.